Stana Filko was born in 1937 in Velká Hradna, which is a small village close to the city of Trenčín. He studied at the Academy of Fine Arts at the Department of Painting. He is known as probably the most complicated personality of Slovak art scene. The main subject matter of his work in the second half of 60s became cosmology. It was naturally associated with the first experiences of people with the space flies. He created a number of important environments, such as cosmos or wind, while Filko ascribes a very specific meaning to each of his environments. The cosmos is understood as one that stimulates the viewer's own associations as the method of promoting an autonomous mode of cognition. The typical color for many works was blue. He found photographs and different objects from our reality and colored them blue to symbolize cosmic space. His work changed during the next decade. He focused on the metaphysical and purely spiritual sphere. His work were formally smaller and conceptually dematerialized, and the typical reduction of things and expressive means was not so far from the Malevich's concept. He used the color white as a symbol of metaphysics and transcendency. White was significant also for a number of privately published manifestos, text art, elaborating on the idea of non-physical and timeless art. We can also mention the extensive cycle of pre-paintings called Transcendency, in which Filko pastosely overpainted his own figure in several documentary photographs. Since early 80s, he has returned to painting again. The invitation to participate in the Documenta 7 in Kassel was the impulse for his emigration from Czechoslovakia. He lived shortly in Germany and then in the United States. The main points of his interest were biology and eroticism, which Filko associated with the basic feminine principle. This was represented by the red color in many paintings and installations as well. In the USA, Filko found a new inspiration. During his emigration, he included inspirations from the new styles in painting, mostly the German neo-expressionism and American post-pop art. But these types of works were also connected to his lifelong concept of three dimensions as the model of the world and the universe. Next 5 pictures show Filko's studio after he returned to Slovakia in 90s. They show not only the quantity of his work, but especially his conceptual system of colors and dimensions in general. He bought this house on the Kamzik Hill in 1965, and he has used it as a studio ever since. Everything there was organized by the spectrum of colors, respectively the chakras as the model of the world. Biology and eroticism, the human life on Earth, was represented by the red room. The blue was like a cosmic space where people could fly and discover unknown areas. The place of transcendency, spirit, or God was represented by the white room. Everything was interconnected with everything: science with individual mythology, human life with art, life with the dead, and so on. Filko's system was trying to be universal and include cognition from different sources: science, religion, philosophy, and individual experiences. But this house was too small for his idea to build something like a museum or total installation. so much time. What he was trying to realize, it's possible to see on his recent exhibitions, approximately from 2005. The new works were installed next to old works, regardless of the date of their origin. They were all connected through the symbolic system of colors and dimensions. Also, the individual color parts were not separated. Everything was interconnected with everything in one huge environment. That was Filko's intention, to create a total installation as the artwork, but also as a space for living, contemplating, and so on. The final stage of his work shows how to present or exhibit this monumental system. Of course, it would be possible to prepare his retrospective, but it would be probably quite a misunderstanding, as Filko doesn't care about the chronology of his work. In my opinion, in this particular case, such presentation would be also a bit boring. And the last picture is something like an explanation of meaning of colors and categories in Filko's system. It's probably the last version of his original model of the world. As Mr. Jan Verwoerd wrote, Stano Filko's work is never just about the world, it is world. Thank you.